What if the secret to being more attractive wasn't about your genetics, your wardrobe, or even your bank account, but something far more subtle, something you could actually control, starting today? It's not about being born with the right jawline or the perfect smile. In fact, the most attractive people often aren't the ones who look like movie stars, but the ones who do something else entirely. They live in a way that draws others to them, naturally and consistently. And the best part? These are all daily habits, things you can build into your routine without needing anything other than intention and consistency. Attraction begins before you even say a word. It's in how you carry yourself, the energy you project, and the way you treat your own mind and body. One of the first habits that consistently makes people more attractive is something that doesn't get enough credit: getting enough sleep. A well-rested person not only looks healthier, with brighter eyes and clearer skin, but they also function better emotionally. A good night's rest improves your mood, your patience, and even your sense of humor. It gives you the ability to connect with others more meaningfully because you're not running on empty. People are drawn to that balance. Sleep is the foundation of emotional and physical presence, and that presence is magnetic. Confidence, that ever-elusive trait everyone wants more of, is not something you either have or you don't. It's cultivated daily, and one of the strongest habits for building real confidence is doing difficult things consistently, especially when no one is watching. That could mean working out, learning a skill, journaling, meditating, or sticking to a commitment you made to yourself. These small acts reinforce your self-respect. When you know you can trust yourself to follow through, it shows. You stand taller, you smile easier, you stop second-guessing your worth. People notice, and it makes them want to be near you. Daily movement is also key. It doesn't need to be extreme. A walk, a short workout, stretching, or dancing in your room. The point isn't to change your body, but to inhabit it. Moving daily keeps you grounded. It sharpens your posture, energizes your presence, and literally changes the way you walk into a room. That vitality doesn't go unnoticed. Movement gives you rhythm, grace, and a level of physical confidence that's impossible to fake. You become someone who is connected to themselves, and that connection radiates outward. Another often invisible but powerful habit is grooming. This isn't about expensive products or time-consuming routines. It's about consistency. Clean hair, trimmed nails, fresh breath, and skin that shows care. People can sense when someone takes pride in their appearance, not out of vanity, but out of respect for themselves. It communicates reliability, attention to detail, and emotional maturity. These are incredibly attractive traits. When you develop a habit of showing up well-groomed every day, it signals that you value yourself and that you have the discipline to maintain standards. What you consume daily doesn't just affect your body, it affects your energy. Attractive people often have a lightness, a vibrancy that makes others feel good in their presence. That's not an accident. What you eat and drink plays into your energy levels, your skin, your mood, and your ability to stay calm under pressure. Eating whole, nourishing foods doesn't have to be a punishment. When you make it a habit, your body rewards you by performing better, looking better, and feeling better. That internal wellness turns heads. Attraction starts from the inside and works its way out. A less talked about but deeply magnetic daily habit is how you speak. Not just the words you use, but the tone, the presence, and the intention behind them. People who are aware of how they communicate tend to draw others in without trying. This doesn't mean speaking perfectly or being overly polished. It means being clear, kind, and expressive. When you make a habit of speaking with purpose and listening with attention, your presence becomes captivating. Others feel seen and heard around you, and that feeling is addictive. Reading and staying informed isn't just about being smart. It makes you interesting. Attractive people often have a spark that comes from curiosity. They read, listen, watch, and explore. They know what's going on in the world, but they also pursue knowledge for the joy of it. This habit creates depth. When you make it a point to learn something every day, you start connecting ideas, speaking with more depth, and listening with more patience. You become someone who can talk about more than just the weather. And people are drawn to that richness. Kindness might be the most underrated habit in the world of attraction. A kind person is someone you want to be around. And the truth is, kindness is built in small daily moments. Holding a door, offering a compliment, choosing not to judge, sending a quick message to someone who's been on your mind. These things seem tiny, but they build a warmth around you that people feel. You become someone who is safe, someone who is genuine. In a world that can feel cold or chaotic, that kind of energy is like a magnet. Gratitude is another subtle but powerful habit that transforms your attractiveness. When you build a practice of noticing the good in your life, it changes your posture toward the world. You stop needing others to fill a void, and instead, you radiate appreciation. That makes people feel appreciated too. When you regularly say thank you, when you savor small pleasures, when you acknowledge beauty in your day-to-day life, you develop a glow that others are naturally drawn to. Gratitude turns your attention outward in the best possible way. Your relationship with your phone also speaks volumes. People who are constantly distracted, always scrolling, or never fully present are harder to connect with. Making a habit of putting your phone down during meals, conversations, or quiet moments sends a signal. You value the people and the moments in front of you. This makes you instantly more magnetic. Presence is a rare and beautiful thing, and people crave it more than they admit. By being the person who is fully there, you become someone people don't forget. Another essential habit is keeping your space clean. This might seem unrelated to attractiveness, but it isn't. A tidy space reflects a tidy mind. It tells others that you have control over your environment, that you care about how you live, and that you respect yourself enough to maintain order. Living in a clean space gives you mental clarity, reduces stress, and helps you show up better. And when others step into that space or sense that order in you, they respond to it. Making eye contact is another small habit that transforms your presence. It shows confidence, trust, and connection. When you practice looking people in the eye during conversations, greetings, or even when saying thank you, it creates a bridge between you and them. It signals honesty and attentiveness. It makes others feel like they matter. And few things are more attractive than making someone else feel valued. Becoming more attractive isn't about trying to be someone you're not. It's about tuning into who you already are and building habits that let that self shine through. Every one of these habits is a signal that you are present, grounded, curious, kind, and whole. And the more you live this way, the less you have to try to be attractive. You just are. People can sense it, and they'll want to be near it.